What is up, everybody? Cheer! Back in the building once again. It is your man, Jelani JB Bodie, host of this thing called the Wait a Minute Show. Yeah. It's been a little bit. I've been here, but somebody's been missing in action for a little bit. But they back in the building here with me once again, running the background. There he is in the darkness, Mr. Mo. He don't want to be seen. He's like, there he is. He's like Dr. Evil, or
I was going to take a day off today again today.
an evil
What's up, man?
villain. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Man, life at full speed. Enjoying playoffs, man. Regrouping.
There you
You know what
go.
I'm
There you
saying?
go. Hey, that's what it is. That's regroup, refresh, and then we get back at it again, right?
As always.
Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff that we're gonna be talking about today. Mo, don't go anywhere because I want to pass something off, to you here in just a moment. But we got, some new coaching news that we're going to get into. Obviously, we'll talk about BMF. Yes, the finale. Yeah, I got I got some things I want to say
I'm ready
about
for
that.
that one.
Yeah. Austin Rivers got everybody talking, so I'm going to be talking as well. And then the NBA playoffs. But before we jump into the NBA playoffs, news just broke out, before, we started doing this is that Jared Goff, right? My Jared Goff, right? Got paid $212 million,
Got him.
4-year extension, quarterback to the quarterback, my Detroit Lions. So, hey, first off, I want to give him props, man, just for the situation that he got put in, man. And obviously, look, I thought Jared Goff was brought there to be a bridge quarterback. I didn't know how long we were going to
Mm-hmm.
have him, but I just thought he was going to be, the guy that, hey, hold it down until maybe they do, whatever it is. But Brad Holmes had different ideas, and obviously Jared Goff, and as you see, the Lions got a different thought process on it. So for him to be sent, and let's just be honest. Let's be honest. They made that trade because they didn't believe, and I'm talking about the Rams. They didn't believe in Jared Goff anymore, and they were like, "Yeah, you go on with your little life or whatever." And this dude is he got paid. He got paid. So under the circumstances, because everybody was probably thinking that like, "Hey, Jared Goff is probably going to be out of the league pretty soon." So props to him, man, for continuing to push forward ahead and just make this deal. So hey, congratulations to him. But I want to talk about something right before we get into the NBA playoffs. And we know who the number one overall draft pick is, who holds it right now. Let's just say that, right? We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But here in the ATL, the Atlanta Hawks now are the sole owners of the number one overall pick in the draft. So we'll talk about, what could possibly happen and everything, or who to draft, a little bit later. I want to point something out. And I
Okay.
sent you a text you, yesterday. I'm a little perturbed, right? A
Ah,
little upset. Hey, man,
explain.
I don't know what the sports delegation got against my Detroit Pistons, man, but I'm trying to figure out, like, how are we not getting these number one overall picks, bro? I know we got Cade Cunningham, and I know you'll probably say, "Hey, Jelani, you being greedy?" Yes, I am being greedy because we stink, we suck, and we should be getting these. And the me, Mo. You know me. I always have something to support my case, right?
Okay, I need to hear it because they have a process. But go ahead.
They got something against us, man. They don't want the
Okay.
Pistons to live or something because I'll give you two examples. Two examples. In the past, probably let's say 30, 35 years. The Cleveland Cavaliers have had Brad Daugherty, number one
Mm-hmm.
overall draft pick. LeBron James, number
Right.
one overall draft pick. Kyrie Irving, number
Right.
one overall draft pick. And people forget about, because they like, what happened to that boy? Anthony Bennett, who also was the number one overall draft pick.
I
Then
forgot about him.
I go to San Antonio. San Antonio. They get David Robinson, number one overall draft pick. Then they
Mm-hmm.
stink. And then they get Tim Duncan to go with David Robinson, number one
Built a
overall draft pick.
dynasty out of the draft.
And then, you know how I felt about last year. I really thought we was gonna get Wimby. So they got
Listen,
something against my Pistons, man. They got something. It
but
ain't
you
right,
but you but
bro.
you know how the process work, right?
No, I obviously I don't, because we should be picking number one overall.
They draw straws every year.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
I
They
didn't
draw
know that.
straws.
They
They draw straws.
and what is it? The shortest straw, longest straw, what? Or just no Detroit straw? Maybe Detroit
If
don't even
listen,
have a straw.
no, they got a straw.
They got a
They
straw.
got a
Okay.
straw. It's long too.
Oh,
So
man,
my heart go out to you, man. My heart go out
man.
to you.
They always want us to do it the hard way. My
But you got
80s Pistons, we had to do it the hard way. Oh 04 Pistons, we had to do it the hard way. Come on, man.
hey, the Lakers always find a way to be relevant, and I can't remember the last time we had a number one pick.
Magic
Make up
Johnson.
make up for it with your GM. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Well, hey, they talking about, because they still got to get a president of basketball operations. They're gonna give that person the power to get rid of the GM. So GM may not even be there
They
once when
don't
they
trust
make
y'all
that.
with the number one pick. That's what it is.
Mm,
They
yeah,
don't trust
but
you with the pick.
we'll talk about that another day, man. All right. Let me get off my soapbox and move on to the NBA playoffs, right? Appreciate you, Mo. NBA playoffs is going on right now, and we got two really, I mean, all of them are good, but we got two really good matchups that's going on. And recently, the Denver Nuggets, defending champion Denver Nuggets, tied up the series with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So that thing is running 2-2, which I tried to tell I tried to tell my brother-in-law. Ladies and gentlemen, I tried to tell my brother-in-law out there that this thing was going to go 7 games. I said it was going to go 7 games at the beginning, and when Minnesota went up 2-0, I still said it was going to go 7 games. And look at where we are now with the series tied. And look, watching this matchup is that Minnesota is learning what you did in game 1, even maybe what you did in game 2. That ain't gonna fly for 4 straight games. Now they did an excellent job frustrating Jamal Murray, and Jokic and everything, but they figured that out. And then the X factor in this whole thing is Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon just went, the man almost went perfect from the field. So he's been kind of the monkey wrench so that they can't just focus in on Jamal Murray and put those clamps like they were doing. And then Jamal Murray is hitting some difficult shots. Jokic is as well. And I think they just got the attention of the Denver Nuggets. So this matchup is going excellent. Minnesota, look, what they're going to need is that they already got 240 plus points gained from Ant. They need 20, 25, maybe 30 points, from Cat. And they're not getting that right now. That's supposed to be their Batman and Robin right there. And it's not necessarily working out, where it seems like it's just Ant, by himself. Now, there's things that play into why certain things happen. So I'm not just putting it all on Cat, but for them to beat Denver, they're going to need they're going to need Cat Williams. I'd say Cat Williams, Cat Towns, to he had 20 points in game 1. I think he had in game 3 he had like 19, and I think that's the highest that he had. In his last game he had 13 points. That's not going to fly against the champs. They're gonna need Carl Anthony Towns, with more buckets than that, and silly fouls. He got himself some silly fouls in that game last time, so you got to just stay away from out of that. But Minnesota, I'm sticking with my pick. 7 games. I say Denver pulls it out at home, or no, on the road actually. Or do they got the home record? Yeah, they got home court advantage, so they'll pull it out at home in game 7. Another game that probably could go, it depends on who playing. Is that the Indiana Pacers versus the New York Knicks, right? New York, son. New York. We talking about the Knicks, son. The Knicks fans are going crazy. They were going crazy against Philadelphia because they went to the second round. Now they're going crazy a little bit for a different reason, because they can't keep anyone healthy right now, right? Brunson is hurt and he's been balling. DiVincenzo, I think he's dealing with an injury. OG Anunoby, hopefully I'm saying his name right. Anunoby, he was out He may be out. Again, they didn't have Bogdanovic, and they haven't had Julius Randle. So what the New York Knicks has been doing, and Mitchell Robinson. So there's a lot of guys that they're missing, and they've been able to, persevere and grind through it. But what they're going to need is those three guys: Hart, DiVincenzo, and Brunson, and they need OG, in that game. If they don't have that, because I was almost ready to say that the Knicks really could be in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we know that would be unbearable for us as basketball fans. That Knicks fans would be in the Eastern Conference Finals, but I always will say basketball is better when the Knicks are in the playoffs, right? But Indiana, they have a prime opportunity. They had a prime opportunity that they took advantage of against Milwaukee. They got a prime opportunity here to get themselves to the Eastern Conference Final. And I just think, what they're doing right now, uh, this last game, they blew the doors off the Knicks, right? You got to lock in on defense when you go on the road. That's been their. It seems like that's been their bugaboo for them against the Knicks is when they go on the road. And I need Tyrese Halliburton to really be a little bit more selfish, just to look, just a tad. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a tad, because you are the superstar. You are the person that they're gonna, live and die with. So if I'm on the team, I'm like, look, you can have 2, 3, 4 more shots that I would have been taking. We gonna ride with whatever it is that you do. And I think you got to get comfortable, in that. I know his game, is predicated off of the assist as well. But with that matchup, man, you got New York exactly where you want them, right? They're injured, literally. They're injured. You got to take advantage of that, man, and you got to really, really put some pressure on them to try and take this thing or try and win on the road on a closeout game of going back home. But those games are good, And thumbs up to me. So I guess Mo likes what I'm saying. But no, you don't. Oh,
Hey,
okay.
listen.
Say
Say,
say say something then. Say
say you don't like the Knicks without saying you don't like the Knicks. That's what I'm
more.
saying. Say you don't like the Knicks without saying it. Listen, let me ask you a question though.
Go ahead.
Do you
I
think?
just gave him credit.
Yeah, you gave him credit, but you took some little underhanded shots. But we'll
Oh,
we'll circle back to that. But let me
okay.
ask you a question. Do the Knicks look gas to you? Because I know you've been hearing all the little talk about Thibodeau and playing the guys too many minutes. They just look gassed.
That's always been a Thibodeau team though. But it's even harder with the guys missing that I was just mentioning. Mitchell
Yeah,
Robinson, Julius Randle. But they have no choice
they
because
did
you
exactly.
and I'm not trying to be funny, but Burks was not in the game plan to be playing as many minutes as he's playing right now.
Right.
He's playing by necessity. and
I
and that's why I give them credit for what they've been able to accomplish because they keep losing a guy, and then Jalen keeps not bailing them out, but he keeps stepping up. Him and DiVincenzo and Josh Hart. So I'm
yeah.
I'm giving them credit. I'm just saying I don't know if they can sustain this though with all these
Yeah,
injuries.
they beat up, and the conversation was going on before you start dealing with some of the injuries throughout, especially this particular series. But
Mhm.
I watched them just miss a lot of shots that they would normally make. I mean, shots just bouncing off the back of the rim, and you hearing players, and I don't want to say I can't remember the names, but like former players that played under Thibodeau, they complain about the same thing. Like you playing us too many minutes. I don't like that conversation because it's the playoffs. You got to play. You got to play. But I don't know what's up with Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, his minutes going up and his numbers going down. It ain't a good look for him. He got to step it up. If they want a chance in the series.
Yeah, and it's the key, but you're the key chain, right? The one don't work without the other. Right? They're a package. So
Exactly. You said it, Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin, and everybody else will not fall in line, but everybody else, will be able to play their part. Let me just say that everybody be able to play their part. So it's predicated on those two. So yeah, Carl Anthony Towns, if he shows up like they need him to, the series is already interesting. It's going to be even more interesting. All right, so what's next? What are we talking about? Uh, Austin Rivers or no WNBA. Let's move on. Oh no, keep me straight.
Yeah, we got
You
a
understand
new
the
head
NBA?
coach.
Yeah, Coach Bud. Coach Bud got paid.
I
The
threw him
Phoenix
off.
Suns. What'd you say?
I said I threw you off.
It's all right. It's all right. Hey, we back on track. See, Batman and Robin. We rolling. But yeah, Phoenix Suns got themselves a new coach, Coach Bud Butenholzer, I think it's Butenholzer, but signs a new 5-year deal with I think 50 million. So he getting 10 plus million. But I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is that okay, when are we going to start looking at the players? Or like what are we doing? And I'm not hating on James Jones or anything like that, but you moved on from Monty Williams, then you get Frank Vogel. That only lasts 1 year. This is supposed to be the guy. Like so, over a year, you found out like this is not the guy, and now you got Butenholzer that's coming in. I'm just worried. And we talked about this, and I'm gonna send a shout out to somebody. Nino talked about this. We were all discussing this, and he did not like how that team was constructed and what he felt that they sacrificed to put together this team. And I thought they were going to add some other pieces and then make it work out, but it didn't work out. Then KD comes out talking about maybe he wasn't used in the right way or he didn't like the way that he was being utilized on it. And it's like, is it really the coach? Is it really the coach? Is it really in this day and age? I just think what the Phoenix Suns is saying is that look, we got a situation here. We're not getting rid of Bill. We're not getting rid of KD. We're not getting rid of Book. We definitely not getting rid of those three. So is them or one of them or the coach? And we already know it's going to be the coach. Coach is the scapegoat. So at this point with this team, you're basically saying that we had a championship team. We had a team that could contend, and we underperformed, but that was due to coaching. So now we got this new coach. This coach is going to be able to get us over the hump. I'm not 100% confident in that. And that's not a knock against, Coach Bud or anything like that, because he did an excellent job here in Atlanta. And obviously he won a championship with Milwaukee. But in that Western Conference, you just got swept by Minnesota. Minnesota is not going to get any worse. They're only going to get better. You still got Denver. As right now, they're still defending champions, but you still think that they're going to be in the mix. They got, the 3-time MVP, on this team. You got Dallas with Kyrie and Luca. I mean, there'll be some other teams that'll emerge as well. So I don't know if that's just the move to just say, you know what, us having a coach and then we have maybe a different philosophy that's going to, change our outcome. But it has to work with Coach Bud. It can't be we're going to move on from another coach at this point. So I wish Coach Bud all the best, but they are firing folks left and right. Darvin Ham they fired. Adrian Griffin got fired and had a winning record. So I don't know what I don't know what success is or what's good anymore, because it seems like you can get fired for almost anything. So obviously there's some stuff I'm not privy to, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it. But I just I don't know if this is going to be a needle mover for the Phoenix Suns. Could be, but now let's move on and touch base on, I think it's the WNBA, right? Yeah, WNBA. So the WNBA, the reason I'm bringing them up, ladies and gentlemen, is because they getting some toys, right? They getting some things. They moving in the right direction where they want to be. So just recently, it was announced, which is long overdue, that they're going to get charter flights because I don't know if most people knew, is that if I needed to fly to Las Vegas, I might be on a flight with them, sitting next to Aja Wilson or something like that, because they didn't have chartered flights. So they're getting these chartered flights now. There's an expansion team that's going to be up in Toronto that is going to start up, I want to say 2026. So WNBA, look, this is a prime opportunity. We know, some of the reasons why uh, this is happening. One of it is Caitlin Clark. We know that. But also, I just do think it's this crop of players that just came into the league with Keep me honest with the name, Mo. Camila Cardoso. Did I say that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, and Angel Reese and some of these other young ladies that's coming into the league, and also who's going to be coming after them because Juju Watkins is coming. Juju is coming, along it. So you got a pipeline, and this is the prime opportunity for the WNBA. This is what they have needed. This is the opportunity to take it to the next level. You got Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart and obviously Chelsea Gray and all Plum, and I already mentioned Wilson out in Las Vegas, but also adding this expansion team because we were talking about this I think last year about how the limitation of the teams, you got a lot of basketball players that are talented that got cut just because there wasn't any roster spots. So now you add the expansion team, you can put that talent, somewhere else. It's not really going to be an expansion team in my eyes because I think you'll have some veteran presence and some people that just can flat out ball. And then that's just more competition, more opportunity for them to market, their sport. So this is the moment. I think this is the moment that they've, where the stars and everything is aligned. So I'm hoping that this works out. You got these primetime games that they're gonna have, and you get to see some of these other players, that's out there as well, and then people can start following them. So this is if the WNBA, takes off to that level that they want to, it'll be this year. We'll be talking about 2024 with a catalyst, for that. Mo, I ask you, you got anything on the WNBA? How you feel? You ain't got to say, you can say nope, but I just thought maybe I'll
No,
give
I'm
you,
excited about it. I'm
yeah,
excited about it. I'm
yeah,
excited
it's
about
just,
it. I don't. I expect the WNBA to. I think the next few years are going to be real exciting for women's basketball. Period. But
yeah,
a lot of stars coming up, man. It's that's my favorite sport right now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Wait and see thing for me, man.
yeah, yeah, because you got a pipeline coming out. You got the two young ladies, James and why I can't remember other out of NC State. You got you always got UConn.
Nikki, what's her name? I can't remember her name. Nikki something. I forgot her
Yeah.
name.
You always got UConn, but you still gonna have probably someone coming out of LSU, and oh man, out of Iowa, the young lady, she's a sophomore because she got 2 more years. She really stepped up, and I'm drawing a blank right now. I just remember she had the
You making me draw a blank. Had the Afro
yeah,
puffs, yeah,
yeah, the Lady of Rage
yeah.
Afro Puff. So like
Gonna be
they
tough.
got some players coming down the pipeline, yeah, to really build off of this thing and then to take over, for some of the old heads as well, which changing of the guard, which which they need. So
But you said it. Get your numbers up now, cause Juju coming.
Juju is
Juju
coming.
coming. I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on, man. Austin Rivers, right? So Austin Rivers made some news, and I was talking about this at the beginning of the show that I was going to weigh in, on this piece. And Austin Rivers was talking. I think he was talking with Pat McAfee. Now he's come out and said, he was kind of like joking around. He wasn't being serious. But I'm not holding him to that. I'm really just talking about what his comment has created and the whole everybody's going back and forth when it comes to could 30 NBA players play in the NFL, right? And I think well, I think I'm on the side of the majority where they would say no, right? Some people may say yes. And what I'm saying is that I do believe there are some NBA players that could play in the NFL. I just don't think it's 30. That's a lot of people. We talking about both sides of the football and some special team players. If we talking about like filling out the initial roster, right? So how I look at it is that also what are we comparing, right? Because if we take someone, and I'm just using this as an example, so I don't want anybody taking it, too serious. But if we use Ant-Man, right? They were talking about maybe he could play safety, right? So if he's playing safety, Is he starting? Because we have Ant to a certain level. Are you saying that he could play football at that same level, or just saying he could play in the NFL? Because I mean, why are we having a debate if we're doing that? If you're just saying, hey, he could make a roster. Nah, we should be talking about make a roster, be a major contributor, to that team. That's why I'm saying 30 is a lot, because you got a lot of stuff that people haven't even talked about. Well, I've seen a couple of people talk about. You got to talk about body types, right? You change your whole training when you went from being an NBA player to being a football player. You don't train the same way, right? Will you still be as athletic or agile, on it? A lot of guys that played football that's in the NBA, most of them didn't play college football. They play high school football, but they didn't play college football. So they didn't get a chance to experience that different level, right? Maybe someone would have played in the SEC and all that stuff. But I just don't think, 30 is a high number that I don't think could happen. I do think, a few guys could play. Definitely back in the day, Mo, you mentioned it. You talking about Ben Wallace? Yeah, Ben probably could. Ben might could, because he just country strong, right? So he probably could throw some folks, around, or the way he grabbed rebounds, maybe he could play, play tight end, or something like that. But I want to put some respect on NFL players too, because here's the thing: we watch NBA players, they falling all over the ground. They land on the ground. Oh man, you don't get to do that in football, because somebody's going to crush you. Somebody is going to hit you. So you're not going to be able to look at the ref. You're not going to be able to bait somebody into it. There is no such thing as load management in the NFL. So I just think that is a different level at the pro level, where you are going to be challenged as far just in the physical part of it. We ain't even gotten to the part to where, can you lock somebody up, or can you get open, or whatever. That's even a different discussion. Just the mere fact, because I'd say this all the time: basketball, they do have injured and hurt. Football has it, but it's a whole nother meaning. Travis Kelsey, I think, played with some cracked ribs and everything. I don't know if you're going to have the same desire to go out there and play at that level. So I get it. Don't kill Austin Rivers and don't get on him. I mean, like you said, he was being light about it, but yeah, 30, no. 20, no. I would probably say at a skilled level that would be acceptable, maybe 5 guys. Five is what I'm going. Mo, you don't have a number, do you?
Yeah, I got a number. I think about 5 guys, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're talking about a bunch of backup quarterbacks, where the guy's not going, you can't touch him. No, man, that's ridiculous. 30 players, maybe 30 players in the history of the NBA. Maybe that's what he was talking about. I don't know. Maybe we took it out of context. What's the
No, I
kid's
think
name from NC State? DJ Burns. I think he's thinking about going to the NFL, or at
yeah,
least he sparked some interest.
yeah,
But
yeah,
he kind of looked like he may be built for that. I don't know if he played for NC State football team or not, but nah,
yeah.
no, Austin
And
bugging with this one.
and I think there's a reason why. I think the last person to really have done it to have success was Charlie Ward, and that was
Yeah,
decades ago.
yeah. I
So
mean, he won the Heisman.
yeah,
Didn't he win the Heisman? He won the
yeah,
Heisman, right?
won the Heisman. There
Yeah,
was some politics in that, because his height and all that stuff. They didn't want to give him the opportunity, so he went to the NBA. But yeah, he carved
yeah,
out double digit career,
yeah. He's
and
an
Charlie
athlete.
Cabal. Charlie Cabal. Yeah,
He's an
absolutely.
athlete. I mean, everybody ain't Bo Jackson and Dion, but I mean,
Right.
yeah, 30 players, I'm with you on. I agree 100%. And I had to think about it too, JB. I'm like, because you talking about it, I'm like, maybe you do have 30 NBA players that can do it. But when you start talking about the way they handle injuries and the flopping and all of that, nah. Yeah, yeah, they'll go play, but I guarantee that they'll put that basketball jersey back on
Yeah, it's a
after practice, after spring practice.
you have to your mind has to be there for football before anything because
Hmm.
you're going to get hit multiple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. All right, here we are. Don't go nowhere, Mo. This is your favorite part.
All
Let's
right, let's do it.
let's talk about it. The BMF, the finale, the season finale. You know what, Mo? I normally lead off. I'll let you go. You tell me. I'm intrigued
Okay.
about what you got.
All right. Let me say this first and foremost. I feel like they packed a lot into this episode.
Of course.
I'll talk about the ending later because that's my least favorite part of the show. But you know, the whole Charles and Lucille storyline. That's my favorite storyline, man. I wasn't, and not that the season is over. I can say this: I wasn't a big fan of Henry, and you know they could have kept the 2 Chainz cameo, but I thought it was a dope season. It was a dope season, and I mean, you know, of course, you loosely basing it on actual events, and it was dope. But
Yeah.
Lucille, come on, baby girl, you had to see this coming. You had to
No.
see this coming.
No.
I know we've been
No.
back and forth about it. You had to see this come. She just seemed like she feels so green, right? It's like, you know, the whole thing with her in the church and, you know, talking to her girls and she trying to encourage her to go deal with the doctor. And then the doctor just seemed like this knight in shining armor right when Charles just lost his mind and went next door and did what he did. What's the neighbor name?
Mabel.
Mabel was tough.
Yeah.
Mabel was tough. Boy,
Yeah.
she was tough.
Yeah.
Lucille, I mean, you know, I ain't gonna, you know, Lucille got the Coke bottle going on, but Charles, you know, he was like, listen, I'm done fighting. I'm gonna get on the road. I'm gonna go do my thing. And right when he decided to do that, Lucille got her heart broke. Man, you feel sorry for Lucille?
Absolutely not.
Oh, come on. You
Absolutely
gotta have some kind of sympathy, man. The woman
not.
just wanted to be loved, man.
Nah, no, no,
I
no,
mean,
no, no,
she
no.
just wanted to be loved, man.
Here's why. Here's why, right? And I might get in trouble, for this. Is that look, she talked about how Charles and her because when people get divorced, it ain't just they wake up one day and just say we divorced, right?
Right.
There's a process to it. So she talked about that. And so when Charles cheated, it's like, bro, you messed up. Cause
Yeah.
she out here working at Wendy's, she trying to hold it down.
Right.
She's really trying to hope that this thing turns around, but it's not turning around. You go and mess up, which yeah, I don't care. Yeah, Mabel, like you said, was tough, but nah, I'm gonna stick with Lucille. But that, Charles didn't. So after that, she's every right to be upset, and all of that. Then the doctor comes around and she get all googly eyed and everything.
Hmm.
You've been looking for an out this entire time. And that is probably the safest out that you have. And what do? You start playing around these little games, talking, be in the mirror, Charles over there talking, well, I think I'm gonna go out with Maurice. Like, come on, man. Don't play that game. Then you over there taking Charles upstairs, getting in the bed with him and all that stuff,
Yeah.
giving him an
Yeah.
opportunity to think they still got a chance. Charles over there trying. Now, he don't get me wrong, Charles, you messed up. You messed up bad. But then he Charles says, I got a gig where I'm gonna be performing with this crew. He invites you, and then what do you say, Lucille? Can Maurice come too?
Oh no. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you
That
can't.
that line that
No,
line pissed me off.
yeah, you got
That
your
that pissed
out.
me off.
You got your out, right? This dude is ready he was ready way beyond that. This is a dude you got a history with. This ain't some dude that you just met off the streets or anything like
Hmm.
that. And I understand, because it's like if you leave, what's gonna happen with Nicole? Because I don't think the doctor gonna be like, yeah, you can bring Nicole with you too,
Right.
or whatever. So but you played this little game or whatever, and you was in the car with them, kissing all on them and all this stuff, talking about, oh, I just want to live in this moment right now. Then you going up to the room with them, then you keep talking about, oh, but I'm still married technically and all this stuff. Look,
Listen.
you had your mind made up what you wanted to do. You should have did it. Now the doctor's stupid because he could have easily broke that engagement off as soon as Lucille
Yeah.
showed up. But
If
I
he
don't
was serious. If he
if he
was
was
serious.
if he was serious. But it's just like Lucille. You keep doing these things, and I'm not when I say, and I shouldn't say I don't feel sorry for her at all. What I'm getting at is that you have to also take accountability for your action. This is the same woman who went and bought these clothes and went and visited her mama and them. No, good and well, they didn't have them the money for the clothes, and she opened a credit card in the
Mm-hmm.
Cole's name. Come
I
on,
forgot about
man.
that too. I forgot
Yeah,
about that too.
I'm just like, you be doing some sideways stuff too. So it's just like what really needs to be done. They both messed up. They both messed
Mm-hmm.
up. But at the end of the day, they probably are still the best for each other.
I
They just
agree.
need to get their
I agree.
stuff together. And as they can get their stuff together, I think they'll be all right. Now that's where I think this thing is going, on it, because I couldn't trust the doctor, man. It was just something about him. I just
Yeah.
even from
I
day one
mean
when I
he
saw him.
was he was on this player stuff, man. I mean, and you could see it. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Otherwise, why not bring that up before now? You gonna wait till y'all get into bed to bring that up, right?
yeah,
And I mean, we ain't gonna make it just about these two. I mean, you got the actual storyline going on, but I think they did what couples that really truly in the bottom of their heart wanted it to work. They did what those type of couples do. You got a neighbor, it's easy access. Charles tried to fight it off a little bit, and then just he failed. Lucille, she tried, but I mean,
yeah,
we knew where it was gonna go with both of them, and I agree
right.
with you 100%. They, just figure it out at this point. At least get the
Figure
girl
it.
through school. Just figure it out, man. You ain't all that. Let's just be friends. I'll be your best friend for life. Nah, that
Yeah,
happened in about 6 months. Charles gonna be crazy out there in them streets. He on the road too. It's over with.
he already
It's over
chucked him
with.
the deuce.
Yeah, it's over with now. I mean, you can't give him no hall pass like that. It's over with. But Remy, I didn't like what happened with him. I ain't gonna say I didn't like it. I didn't like how they did it. It was coming, but the way they did it, it was like, yeah, that's who I feel bad for. You done lost your whole city, man. You lost your whole
No,
city.
you know what? I
And
guess
I mean, it's like, man, you got this cat from out of town, from Detroit, coming in town and just took over and got everybody turned against you. I mean,
hey,
he
hey,
had that lump in his throat right there in that room when everybody had them guns on him. I'm like,
hey,
this
first,
boy,
first off,
he feel like
first off,
Suge Knight right now.
that that's his fault. That's his
Yeah,
that's his fault. Okay, Remy was a prime example of times were changing, and he didn't want to change with the times. There would Meech came to him and said, "We can work together and get this money." Because at the end of the day, all Meech was trying to do was get the money, and you get the money too. That's how he got the crew. That's how they flipped on
yeah,
Remy. He didn't threaten any of them. He's like, look at what we have here, and you're missing out on it. And those guys, and Remy's homeboy that he in off them, when they had that
mm-hmm,
secret meeting,
yeah.
he Remy just didn't see the vision. And
This,
this is a prime example. I'm gonna tell you real quick. This is a prime example
yeah. No,
because
I
you
got
just
you.
said in that house, bro, you the only person walking in that house, and you really thought you were gonna pull a gun on Meech.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then for Remy to look so surprised and appalled, he was like, "So that's what it is? Yeah,
He
Negro.
pulled the
That's
Denzel in training day,
exactly what
didn't
it is.
he? He
They
pulled the
got
Denzel in
families
training day.
too."
The one thing I did, I respect about Remy. Remy genuinely cared about his neighborhood, though.
He did.
And
Yes.
he genuinely cared. I mean, of course, Meech, it's about the money. And,
Right.
ain't nobody got to get hurt. Everybody can eat. Remy cared about his neighborhood. He was just not the right leader for it. And, if he would have just played ball and, like you said, just went along with the evolution. But I get it. How we going to have somebody from out of town tell us what's best for our neighborhood? But,
But he
I mean,
still he still could have
he wasn't
he
the right
still could have
one for
ran
that.
Techwood. He still could have ran
He
Techwood.
still could have ran it. Yeah.
This but and see
It would have been
for
beneficial. It was ego. It was pride.
It was,
and
but see,
probably a lack of trust.
but here's the thing about, because I stay here, and some of the folks that watch the show, they're not familiar with Atlanta and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Remy wasn't running all of Atlanta. He was
Right.
running Techwood.
Right.
So I'm like, if you're running Techwood, if anything, Meech might probably can help you
With
expand out,
everything.
and you pick
Yeah.
up a few other spots, because you're not even on the other side. You're not even Stone Mountain. You ain't touching anything with Buckhead.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Meech gonna do. Meech is going to
Right.
Buckhead with all the rich white people, get them on that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and all that stuff. Remy, you ain't showing up in Buckhead.
Yeah.
So it was plenty of territory. It was plenty of money. It was plenty of opportunity where you could still run Techwood,
He missed the opportunity.
and he missed
He
the
missed it.
opportunity.
He missed it. Unfortunate, but hey, that's the game, man. That's the
Yeah,
game. I mean, he had
but
just a
yeah,
little too much gangsta in him. So,
but I agree.
but
I agree
yeah,
with you.
salute
The
to the
whole season,
season.
the whole season was good. The finale, yeah, Henrietta. I didn't totally understand, kind of like why she was in it. Why, and then at the end, as far as
Yeah,
like, you off your father because he don't call you Henry. Like,
yeah. It
I was
was.
like,
It was a kind. To me, it felt like, and I don't know if that part of the story is based on fact. But
mm-hmm,
if it wasn't, it just felt like an unnecessary storyline to me. It just kind of felt like it gave a reason to show that T could be a leader in his own right.
right,
But I mean, if it played out the way they say it played out in real life, then I mean, it's interesting. You know,
yeah.
killed the
Yeah, I
daddy,
think, yeah,
then
I don't
like
think,
come
yeah,
on,
I
man,
don't,
he was out of
obviously,
control.
I don't think to that degree, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but I can't wait
salute to
for
them.
the next season. It's still good. Um, I think they actually, I think that they probably set a new record. Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, um, for how silly T can be with Markeisha. I'm just like,
yeah.
bro.
Did she even come back this episode? Did we see her?
Mm-mm. Because he was still trying to call her. She didn't want to talk to him.
Yeah,
Like, you go down to Miami, you really thought y'all was going on vacation? Come on now.
yeah. Two questions before we wrap it up about the show.
Yeah,
Number one, the final scene. What did you make of that?
take me back. What you talking about?
Mexico. They get the call and they got to go to Mexico. What was that?
I'm still trying to
I
figure
feel
that
like I
out.
missed something. I feel like I missed something.
I'm trying to figure it out too, because
Are they
two
setting it
brothers
up for the
walking
next
down the
season?
dirt road.
Yeah.
Did
And he
y'all
was trying to
parachute
call
into
Keisha.
Mexico? Did they just drive up to the border and someone held the fence up for you and you crawled underneath? Like,
Man,
I
listen,
don't
I don't know
understand.
what that was about.
I don't understand why you couldn't fly into Mexico or drive into Mexico somehow, but you're on a dirt road and you're walking. I didn't get
Yeah.
that, but maybe, yeah, maybe they'll touch
Yeah.
base on that into
I thought I
the
might have
next.
skipped ahead or something and missed something. I went back and rewound to look at it. I'm like, I don't know what this was about. Second question.
Yeah.
Favorite character from the season.
Ooh.
Mine got to be Nicole,
Who?
the daughter, Nicole.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
She cut
yeah.
up.
Yeah, she has some really, really good pieces in there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That dinner table scene was wild.
Yeah. I might have to agree with you on that one, man. It may be the, yeah. I'll be with you. I'll roll with you on that one, Nicole. Yeah,
Yeah.
she,
And I'm gonna put the baby mama in second place. T baby mama. She started cutting
Rwanda.
up in them last few episodes too.
Yeah,
But yeah, salute to them on a dope season, man. I enjoyed it, man.
yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, there's so much other stuff we can talk about. Hey, you know what? That's what we need to do. When season 4 come, we just gonna expand this,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna do a BMF reaction.
Yeah. Got to. That opening the season premiere.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
'Cause-
dope.
oh, one quick one. Angel, come on now. You did all this and then now you just got inspired. You gonna move back home? I don't understand her, man. It's just like,
Yeah, she
props
annoyed
props
me.
for her to
She
want
annoyed
it.
me this season.
props to her for wanting to make a difference.
Yeah,
I'm not knocking that, but
yeah.
it's just like you wanted to go with Meach. You come back and you don't want to you don't want to leave without him, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I gotta.
I thought something was
And
gonna happen to her. I
yeah,
don't know, maybe Neo gonna come back and start jumping on or something. I don't know. But
nah,
that, yeah, she annoyed me all season long.
yeah.
I mean, I
Shout out to
loved her in certain
Philo
scenes.
too. He did a real good impersonation of his father.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Dope, man. Salute to them on the dope season, man.
yeah.
Season 4, let's do it.
Yes. Hey, maybe we'll do power force and the other power. We'll do that. We'll just do the whole power thing
The
and
whole Power
run a
Universe.
yeah, power universe, and we'll run a reaction off of that. So hey, we gotta get out of here. But ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you. I didn't say it at the beginning, I'll say it now. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications and everything. Follow your boy here at the Wait a Minute Show. Hey, it's me, Big Mo. We do this every single week. So we'll holler at y'all later, man. Y'all be good. Peace.